Freda hailed from Chicago, up north like Eveline, but even she knew that disrespecting her elders fell under the category of things not to do at all, and certainly not at Fisk. While feeling shocked at how crass this girl was, she secretly admired Eveline for being bolder than she ever could be. When a few of the other girls failed to contain their laughter, Mother Gaines said, "Miss Bates, you have forfeited your right to wear jeans at any hour of the day. And as for the rest of you, I don't want to hear loud laughing at inappropriate times. It's unbecoming." In the demure voice of a baby kitten, Eveline said, "I apologize, ma'am. I will stick to dresses and skirts." Under her breath, and only loud enough for Freda and Cora to hear, she said, "Besides, I look better in dresses." That's when Freda confirmed this girl was fun and trouble all in one. Eveline was tall and dark, with fine features, and in a more egalitarian time, she could have been a runway model gracing the covers of every ladies' magazine in the country. A girl from Motor City, she bragged when they were first introduced about being from a town known for fast cars and fast music with the advent of Motown. "Fast girls, too," Freda had teased, and Eveline threw her a smile and a wink, revealing nothing, which told Freda everything she needed to know. Mother Gaines rattled off more rules, reminding them of the ones she'd already enumerated, and warning them about regular room checks. Freda saw Cora nodding. They stood shoulder to shoulder, since Cora was short like her. She had skin the color of honey, and wore her hair pulled back in a bun, her eyes shining like black pearls, wide in awe. "Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am," she repeated softly, reverently, as if she were praying. While Cora and Eveline couldn't have been more different, Freda could sense that she would grow to love them as if they shared a bloodline. The tight muscles in her shoulders loosened, and she realized she would be okay, that she would be fine here, so far from home. Vivacious, impetuous Eveline would push her to act on wild impulses she didn't even know she had, moving her beyond the limits her parents set for her as a girl. And Cora, sweet, sensible Cora, would be her conscience, the steady hand at the cliff, holding her in place before a precipitous fall. The girls listened politely to more cautionary tales from Mother Gaines, who then said, "Do you know you're standing in the most famous residence hall in the entire world?" Freda's gaze traveled past the old woman to a floor-to-ceiling portrait that she immediately recognized as a rendering of the Jubilee Singers, and she remembered her parents' stories of how Fisk began as a place to educate freed slaves, and that when the whites who ran the school heard the students singing slave songs, they were mesmerized. Eventually, the school's treasurer and music professor at the time took the young singers on tour to raise desperately needed money. The students began performing in local concerts, and one day, President Ulysses S. Grant invited them to the White House to sing. A year later, they traveled across the pond for an audience with Queen Victoria of England. From there, they toured all over Europe until they raised enough money to build this dorm Freda would live in. Her legs began to feel heavy with the weight of all that history. The hopes of her entire family, generations of Negroes strapped to her back, all of them expecting her to do even better than they had. "Miss Gilroy, are you listening to me? Or have you found something more entertaining on the walls, or the ceiling, maybe, to occupy your attention?" Mother Gaines stood 2 inches from Freda's face now, close enough to smell onions on the woman's breath. "No, I heard you, ma'am. I was admiring the painting, that's all." Freda stuttered, her face hot as she shuffled from one foot to the other in her stiff new pumps, the hard leather squeezing her toes. Normally, she stayed focused and single-minded about serious matters. That's precisely why she had been overwhelmed with listening, watching, remembering, absorbing.